UFC Fight Night Burns versus Morales is coming up this weekend, and today, guys, I have the complete betting guide for you with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, we're going to be going through confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that I do not believe you should be betting on. We're going to get into my personal lock of the week, and then we are going to close things out. We're not going to have the parlay section this week. We're just going to, because Betway is being all bugged right now, we're going to be looking for any props that are available, and then we're going to get into the channel betting recap. One more thing before we get into it. I don't know if it's coming through the mic. Apologies if you can hear any deep breathing. I am having a horrible allergy day. With that being said, guys, let's get started with the confident picks for today. The first confident pick, which, to be honest with you, is the least of my confident picks, it's going to be Carlos Hernandez. I think that he will have more options against Han Young-Sun Park, and I believe that Carlos Hernandez is an improving fighter. He's a very underrated fighter, and I understand that he's 10-4, but I do even like the opponents that he's lost to, man. I think he is a very underrated fighter, a very underappreciated fighter, and at this stage in his career, he has more experience, against better competition than Han-Sun Park, I think that Carlos Hernandez is going to win this fight, but out of all of the confident picks on the card, this is my least confident pick, so keep that in mind. Let's continue on over to the next confident pick. It's going to be Denise Gomez. She is a very improving fighter, only 25 years old. Elise Reed has, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but she has never done anything impressive whatsoever. At least Denise Gomez, I'm looking at her and I'm going, okay, there's something to work with over here. She's going to be tougher. She's going to have more options. I believe that she is going to coast her way to a victory against Elise Reed no matter what happens in the octagon. Let's continue on over to the next confident pick, Melquizel Costa. If you've been following the channel, I've been gassing this guy up forever, and he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. He is an amazing fighter. He is a very freestyle fighter. He can match you at what you're best at, and he is getting better every single time that we see him. He's been on a little bit of a quiet win streak, and even the loss against Steve Garcia, that was quick. It happens, and Steve Garcia is a very capable fighter himself, but since then, very quiet win streak, looking great, and especially outworking Christian Rodriguez. I think that's something noteworthy. Juliana Rosa is also on a win streak, but the competition level does not even compare. I think no matter where this fight goes, just like I was talking about Denise Gomez, Melquizel Costa is going to get the win over Julian Rosa. And I forgot to mention, guys, if you happen to be new to the channel, which thank you for coming, anybody watching the video, by the way, we do have a full card breakdown already out, diving as deep into these fights as we can get. This is kind of just a little bit of a recap for you guys. Let's continue on to the final confident pick I have for you guys, and it's going to be Michael Morales. Guys, I love Gilbert Burns, but he is so clearly past his prime, taking on a young, hungry contender in Michael Morales, who has seemingly a complete game. I would imagine that he's going to just be able to stay on the outside, work his striking against Gilbert Burns, who's not as fast and not as tough as he used to be. Michael Morales is another confident pick of mine. Now, guys, I'm interested to know what you think about my underdog opportunities this week, because, and it's very important to note, these are not bets that I'm going to make. These are not necessarily even picks of mine in the fight. I'm just talking about if you're looking for value, if you're looking for a big underdog, it would not shock me one little bit if these underdogs won, okay? The first one's going to be Connor Matthews. The problem we've seen with Connor Matthews right now is he can be chinned. Technique-wise, I believe he's better than Yadir. I think that if he doesn't get clipped, he might be able to actually sit down and, take control of the fight and get coast to a nice victory. I am not convinced that Yadir is a UFC caliber fighter yet. He could be. I'm just not convinced yet. Connor Matthews, we've seen him a little bit. We've seen his technique. He's just had, I don't want to say unfortunate luck, but he's had some unfortunate performances, okay? Connor Matthews is a solid underdog opportunity in my opinion. And an even better underdog opportunity I have for you guys is Jared Gordon. As much as I love Thiago Moises, as good as I think Thiago Moises is, I'm kind of done just doubting Jared Gordon. I'm just done. Even in his most recent fights, you had the issue with Bobby Green, right? You had the absolute robbery loss to Paddy Pimblett, and you had the absolute robbery loss to Nasrat Haqparast. He won both of these fights, and both of those losses are aging very well. So Jared Gordon is having good performances, really sit down, dog it out performances against high-level competition, and I keep doubting him, and I'm done doubting him. Jared Gordon is an excellent underdog opportunity, and Thiago Moises, he's a great fighter, but sometimes he doesn't show up. So Jared Gordon, again, is an excellent underdog opportunity that I have picked out for today. Now, it's going to do a couple fights that I believe you guys should be avoiding. The first one's going to be Luana Santos versus Tainara Lisboa. I have no idea what's going to happen in this fight, guys. It's really that simple for that one. It's two contenders that haven't really been all of that impressive. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. Don't bet on that one. Then the next one is going to be Sadiq Youssef versus Marion Santos. You have two guys that are going to sit down. They are going to probably strike it out, Both guys are very capable strikers. Both guys are surging contenders. Both guys are, I mean, Sadiq Youssef is in his prime, but Marion Santos is a hungry, improving contender. Both guys are great at where they are in their careers. Both guys, I don't want to say obviously not on a roll. Marion Santos has been on a roll, but Sadiq Youssef has been taking on high-level competition. How high of a competition level is Marion Santos at right now? I have questions about the entire thing. They're going to have a striking battle, and they're both great at striking. I don't know what's going to come from that. For that reason, I also believe you should be staying away from this fight. Now, guys, let's talk about lock of the week. The fighter on the card that I believe has the best chance of winning out of everybody on the card is going to be Rodolfo Bellato. Unfortunately, Paul Craig only has a wild submission attempt chance to win this fight. Rodolfo Bellato, even if he gets caught in any sort of compromised position by Paul Craig, he is tough enough, he is scrappy enough that I believe he will just punch his way out of anything that Paul Craig wants to put on him. Paul Craig is 37 years old, way past his prime. He had a very underwhelming performance in his last fight, didn't really do anything, and then that loss even didn't age well. Paul Craig has had one good win recently against Andre Muniz, and after that, it's been just domination. Rodolfo Bellato seems like the type of guy to just come in and just like want to beat you to death, and he's probably just going to do that to Paul Craig. I don't see that it's always possible that Paul Craig could catch you into submission. I just don't think it's going to happen, man. Rodolfo Bellato is my most confident pick on the entire card. Let's get into the next part of the video, guys. This is a little bit more of an unscripted part. What can we see right now for any round lines that we have right now? Let's go see in nothing. We have Michael Morales and Gilbert Burns, and that's it. So over 3.5s at minus 138. I actually don't hate that because I can see Michael Morales having a little bit of a slower performance, and Gilbert Burns is still a very, very tough guy. You got to take into consideration, too, does Gilbert Burns actually find a takedown? If Gilbert Burns ends up finding a takedown, he typically doesn't submit people, so I don't mind that. I actually don't mind the over 3.5. If you know me, I'm a big 1.5 round guy, but 3.5, I don't mind at all, to be honest with you. That's something I actually might consider, to be honest with you. Now, guys, let's get into the frustrating betting recap for today. And I do have one more thing to show you after the betting recap, because I had such good picks this entire card, man. But I also did say to keep it insanely small because I was worried about this card. So here are the official plays that we ended up having for the channel. We had Louis Franciscan Chinelli to win in the LFA, Natalia Silva to win. Goated. They did the job. I really thought Manon Ferro was going to beat Valentina Shevchenko. Now, unfortunately, I actually did have to miss this card. I had 2 weddings in one night. I didn't watch any of the fights. Everybody's saying that Manon Ferro had a very close fight. Some people are saying robbery, but I feel like that is just the betting community. Could be wrong about that. And of course, for the official play, just 2.5 units. Again, keeping things insanely small because I hated the card. I thought that Jessica Andrade would be able to tough it out for 1.5 rounds. I didn't think that she was going to get finished, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. Nothing really you can do about that. The last 2 weeks, I have absolutely hated for betting cards, and I have been very open about that. This week, I am feeling much better about it. So we are going to be making some money this week. I'm going to be playing a lot more than just 0.25 units. Again, I hated the last 2 weeks for betting. Now, you want to see something interesting because I don't know, for any members watching this channel, please let me know if this is something that you'd like to see moving forward because it rarely hits, but I put $1. I put $1 on all of my picks for the card, and I cashed it out at the perfect time, dude. I cashed it out the absolute perfect time. Look at this, man. I got all of the picks right, and then I was like, I don't know, Manon Ferro. You know what? My $1 turned into 34. I'm not going to play with it. I'm typically pretty safe that way, so I cashed it out at the perfect time. I had every fight picked correctly except for the co-main and the main event. So, and if this is something that you would like to see from members moving forward, I can throw like a one. Sometimes I do that, right? Like I talk about my sister and I, we put 10 cents on every single underdog every week. And for me, I put like $1 to $5 on every single one of my picks on the card, but I don't think that's exact, like sound betting advice. So that's the stuff that I exclude. I have a fun parlay. And then, like I said, I have my bets, but I just do a full card bet, like a big parlay. Like I said, I just play. I have fun with this. I put $1 on it. So profit a little bit. But of course, the actual safe thing that I did, the 1.5 round 2-fight parlay, that's what doesn't hit. Are you kidding me? But what can you do, man? I'm glad I cashed it out at the proper time. If I ever am put in a position where I have like a big parlay like this that's doing very well, I cash out when I have the opportunity. I'm good, man. But let me know what you thought about all of this down below, guys. If you are interested in the full card breakdown, you can check that out right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys.